Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Zero. This is their part number 3544. They have an AA on the part number here. That would mean clear anodized finish. I have one removed from the packaging here, and it does appear to be, it is clear anodized. So it's a 3544, and that's what the profile of it looks like. The AA, even though it's not in the catalog, would mean clear anodized. This does not carry the AA designation because it's supposed to be just mill, but obviously this piece has been anodized. This is an aluminum sill, mortised sill projection door bottom with brush. So the first thing that we notice here is there are 3 lines of brush. That is not the way the factory's cut sheet shows it. Okay, so if there is a why that's there, I don't know, but let's see if we can discover the reason. Maybe the cut sheet is simply outdated, or the factory has made an error. I'm going to go with the factory has made an error because the most current cut sheet that I see shows just 2. I do like the having it on the inside. I suppose if you request that, we can enter an order for having 3 layers of brush. I've met, I know people involved in the engineering of this product, and one thing I'd like to draw your attention to is the profile of the 2 outer, the extrusion profile of the 2 outer brush. Okay, it's got a little semicircle at the top, and what I believe, if I know these engineers or that engineer at all, I would guess that it was designed that way so that the outer brushes could actually fold over a little bit. Okay, by being able to, when the door is operating, see how that tips over? Allows that brush to actually move a little bit as the door sweeps open and sweeps closed. Get those brush to fold over a little bit while the middle brush stays in place without any sort of movement at all. It's just my theory. I don't know if that's the case. It looks to me like the only deviation between this and what's in the factory catalog is they may have mistakenly installed that middle brush and then couldn't get it out and said, we'll leave it. Let's just make all of them on this order the same way. So it's nice to have 3 brush, no doubt. So be mindful. I expect that you're going to get 2 brush only. Now, there is an image down below this video that shows the dimensional information. Let's go over that now. Zero has a width on this at basically 25-30 seconds, just heavy on 3/4. Okay, height of the holder itself is 0.24, so just shy on a 1/4 inch. That's coming up a little heavy on 0.24. And overall height that we can see here, it's going to be about 11/16. So they show it as mortised, and you would indeed want to mortise this into the bottom of your door. Surface mounting it, would really not serve any purpose other than not mortising it, I suppose, but it's not intended for that application. And they do show it installed, or I should say mortised into the bottom of the door. You could certainly mortise it anywhere you like, as an astragal as well, should you need that. You could certainly, use your imagination to figure out different ways to install this as well. What might be nice would be a T-slot sort of cutter where you were able to slide this down into your door so you were really only exposing just the brush. That would be neat. You might also possibly even consider the inclusion of heavy springs underneath here so that you could, that center brush is going to have to come out so you can get to the screws, so that you could insert the screw through there, tighten that, and then tailor the projection of the item on your installation. That might be nice as well. But it's not, not intended to be installed that way. Just mortised, and there you go. the exact projection of the bristle will be based on how deep you make your mortise. That's just the bottom line. I realize I'm overthinking this, but lots of things you can do with a mortised ash riddle. So there is a link below this video to a document called Cut Sheet, and that does show the 3544. They put an A there, which would mean mill finish. The price list doesn't have it. They have the -FLO version. Now the flow version is the same concept. Imagine, except that you notch here, notch here, notch here. You flip it over, and then in a stagger pattern, you notch here and then notch here, so that no daylight really comes through, but you will have airflow. You might say to yourself, I'm installing a door sweep. Why would I want airflow? Well, you're right. However, in the hotel room where you need a source of fresh air for the air handling unit that's in the room, or an older condo building, you want a little air leakage to come through to feed that unit, and that's why a flow version is going to be made available. Okay, that's the reason for that. There is also a link to a document called Product Brochure, which is handy because it will show this item and then the catalog page that it comes off of, or from, I should say. Okay. That document also gives you a better idea on the flow version of the 3546, which would be probably a neoprene insert version of that sort of model. Now, this is listed in the website in lots of different lengths, everything from 2 foot to 8 foot. Maybe by the time you're seeing this video, we have them in longer lengths than 8 foot. You can probably obtain up to maybe 16.5 foot. We just don't list those because they're generally prohibitive in terms of the cost of shipping. But be mindful, if you needed 12-foot pieces, we can certainly oblige. By all means, I suggest that you, when you place the order, indicate the net length that you would want us to cut the material back in the comment field so that we can trim the material for you, because you can have 3 different pieces of material in this. Aluminum, you're going to have some steel, and that steel is the steel band that's holding all of the bristle together. You don't want to run that through your chop saw. You're going to see sparks when you hit that steel. That's no good. We'll also not only, if you ordered a custom length, we'll not only send it to you at that proper length. This client ordered 30-inch pieces, probably a pair of French doors on a residential application would be my guess. But we'll also give you that proper hole at the right distance from the edge for your fastener. Speaking of the fastener, they are included. They are in a transparent, pardon me, they're in an opaque packaging for the most part, but there are some screws that are right there. They are a panhead self-drilling screw, maybe a number 6 by 1 inch, something in that range. You may need to provide different fasteners, I suppose, but likely not. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Zero products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Zero 3544 aluminum mortised sill protection, door bottom with brush, or any other Zero product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you very much.